Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 19th. This week, if you want to catch me live, I go live every single day at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and you will catch me live. But Aries, let's see what is coming in for you here at this time. And Aries, looks okay. Your readings have been pretty good lately, is what I'd say to you, Aries. I feel like the only challenge for you is, well, needing to believe it. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And or needing to believe that you can kind of create your own reality, especially with the Seven of Cups here. We're going to clarify this at the end with the Lenormand here as well. Your overall energy for the week is the Magician, so you are the creator of your own reality. You have the Spider card right here. This Spider card is about creating abundance and good things coming in for you here. I use what I call like a loose spread in these weekly readings. I read intuitively, so I just read basically what I'm guided towards, but to me, the first row is kind of like the setup for the reading. The middle row here is kind of like the conflict or any challenges that you could be dealing with. The last row here is the resolution, the solution to your problems. But again, it's a loose spread is what I'd say to you. But what I also will say is that things are fitting in very nicely with that in mind. So I feel like you're definitely kind of creating your own reality at this time. You have this message in a bottle card, and there definitely could be some like shocking news, or there could have been shocking news for some of you, and especially in regards to love. I feel like for some of you this could have been good, for some of you this could have been bad. you have the tower here. I'm seeing both people falling out of the tower here, and it's like one person is diving out head first. It's kind of like they're choosing the tower moment. They are choosing to let something go, or it could be a pleasant surprise as well. The other person is being forced out of the tower. So, and I'm really focused on both, which is weird. Again, we're going to clarify this and get more details, but I feel for some of you, it's like there was a sad tower moment. For others, I feel like there was a happy tower moment in the recent past, and it was probably in regards to information or news that you uncovered. Could have been about a relationship situation. You have the Tower, the Magician, and the Knight of Cups here. Definitely for some of you, again, I do feel like there's new love rushing in for you here overall, because if we go this way, we have the Knight of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and it's kind of like you maybe had a tower moment falling out with someone who you thought was a knight in shining armor, who you thought was your true person. And then there was a falling out, Five of Pentacles, you felt left out in the cold, Knight of Swords, someone new is kind of charging into your life. But I feel for a lot of you, this is like saying that you are maybe at a foundation here. Maybe you have been brought down to a foundation in your life, or things have crumbled with the Tower card. I like the Tower card. The tower can definitely suck, there's no doubt about that, but the foundation remains with the tower. We can always rebuild from the foundation. And you have this Magician card, needing to believe that you can have a new beginning, and you have the Knight of Cups. You can build your wildest dreams, is what I'd say. Our Knight of Cups is a card of a knight in shining armor and love, but it is also a card of your dream life. And I feel like this is saying maybe there had to be a tower moment for you in the recent past so that you could rebuild and have your dream life. I feel like that's something people frequently forget about tower moments, is that they allow us to rebuild something better. And you have this Spider right here. The Spider, this is a card in this deck of creating your own reality, and it is a card of also believing in creating abundance in your life as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, you could be creating a lot of abundance. The thing that's popping into my head is kind of like effortless, or you've already done the work, is what's popping into my head here to attract this abundance. I almost feel like there's nothing you need to do. It's like, the Spider has to build its web, of course, which requires a lot of effort, but then it just kind of sits back and relaxes and waits for food to come to it. So in a lot of ways, I feel like you could be manifesting things. Obviously, your overall energy is a magician, and so you could be manifesting things very quickly into your life right now, and I feel like you just need to allow it to happen, like step out of your own way. You have the King of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and the Justice card. I mean, this whole entire reading is kind of like what your mid-monthly reading was all about. The Justice card here really says what you focus on is what you will get at this time. And in this bottom row, Knight of Cups, Justice card, Seven of Cups, it's like literally saying, this right here is literally saying, focus exactly on what you want this month and you will get it. For others, I do feel like there is, again, some sort of tower moment in love here. For some of you, this could be dealing with a divorce, King of Swords with the Justice card here. So there could be some sort of separation that you have gone through. I feel like this is to show you, again, what you truly do want in love. You do have 2 sevens here, which can represent internal fears that don't exist. So I do feel like some of you need to let go of the fears here, Aries. But I actually kind of like this reading for you here, even though the Tower shows up. And again, this is like your past position as well. So it's showing up mostly in your past. I feel like this is something that you've already dealt with, these Tower moments and things like that. For others, I feel like you are gaining clarity. Again, this King of Swords here is sitting above these cards in your spread. So I feel like for some of you, you're gaining clarity on what you really, really want in your life. I'm wondering if some of you don't or haven't known what you want. Like maybe you think you want certain things, but it's really what other people want for you in your life. And I feel like you're kind of starting to it's like you're differentiating yourself. You're making yourself your own person in this reading with that King of Swords, all these manifestation cards here as well. And I feel like that is going to lead to your dream life, 7 of Cups. Next, you have this trick or treat card. It says mischief and play. I feel like obviously you need some more play time in your life. I feel like you need more fun. You have the Knight of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups here. Again, a very heavy energy with that Knight of Swords. It's not really heavy, but it is serious. You know, the Knight of Swords can be too serious, and especially with the King of Swords. On the negative side of things, you know, this can represent being too serious all the time, not allowing enough play with that card that says you need to play more or you need to have more fun in your life. You have the 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. I feel like there's a need to trust that things are growing in your life, especially, again, with all these manifestation cards. I feel like that's the hardest thing, the hardest part of, you know, us creating our own reality is that, like, we could be trying to manifest something like love into our lives, and it's like we're waiting for evidence, but it's like, you know, part of the trick with manifesting is that we just have to trust that things are going the right way without evidence, right? We have to trust that things are going to manifest in our lives. And I feel like that's what you're doing here is it's like you're trying to trust, basically, and you're just trying to allow things to come to you, which I think is a good thing. For some of you, I do feel like this was a shock in love, for example. And I feel that maybe you thought you had a solid foundation with a person. Maybe you were in separation from this person, and I feel like there was still a shock in this situation here with these cards. You know, especially going this way, 5 of Pentacles to this Knight of Swords. This can represent finding, you know, this here could be like maybe you got out of a relationship, maybe you thought you were going to bring things back together, and there was just some sort of unsettling news, I feel, with this Knight of Swords. So I keep getting something about unsettling news here, going back to the Tower for some of you. In the past, but in a lot of ways, I feel like it was so you can rebuild. So either some of you are rebuilding a relationship here, or you're just rebuilding your life in general with that spider card. I really feel like you need to realize, as I always say to you, that the sky is the limit. So I feel like you need to realize that. Like somebody said on the Aries reading the other day that I always say the same thing. I'm like, damn straight, I always say the same thing because you can create your own reality. That's why you're here. So I'm going to keep saying that so that you know that you can create your own reality, that you are the one that chooses everything in your life. These cards can't make anything happen for you. So, you know, that's the most important thing here. But let's clarify this so I can actually get more detail for you here, Aries, and see what's going on. I feel like some of you could be moving here as well. Top row, definitely some sort of move going on for some of you. The Tower, between the Tower and the King of Swords, we have the King of Clubs. Confusion. I feel like some of you have been looking for a place to settle. There are clouds on the Tower. Obviously, it's really smoke, right? And what's popping into my head is that if you are moving or if you have been moving, I feel like you have been looking for a place to settle. It's like you're looking for a place that speaks to you and or maybe just a place you resonate with more. So I do feel like for some of you, you've been feeling unsettled. I would say if you're moving, you've probably been feeling like you've been trying to find your place for a few years at least now, I would say. And even just judging based off the astrology, I would say for you, Aries, that's definitely true. So for some of you, just kind of trying to find your place. Between the Magician and the 5 of Pentacles, yeah, needing to look on the bright side of life. You have the Sun here. Definitely not easy to do, you know, especially if, you know, depending on circumstances is what I'd say here, Aries. You have the 5 of Pentacles on this card. I mean, you have the 5 of Pentacles, but the 5 of Pentacles says you need to not draw attention to your weaknesses. This guy right here, he represents a leper, and he has a bell around his neck. Lepers used to have to wear bells so that people knew when they were walking down the street. This card says, do not draw attention to your weaknesses. Trust me, I have Venus and Jupiter and Aries, myself, Aries, and I do feel like that can make me like a little bit, I'm not calling you Aries pessimistic or anything like that, but I definitely feel like there are times where I go into the stinking thinking, right? So I don't know if it's the Aries energy or what it is, but I do feel like it can happen to Aries. I would say, especially if you're born closer to the Pisces side of things, then I definitely feel like it's true. And so I would just say here, it's definitely, and there is a need for you to keep it positive regardless of your circumstances, which is very hard to do. But again, that could be part of your lesson here. I do feel like there's happiness coming in for you. That's like saying the sun is coming up. The sun is warmth, and these people are out in the cold on the Five of Pentacles. We're going to have to clarify through to see what's happening. Between the Knight of Cups and the Justice card, you have the Seven of Hearts here. Definitely could be a divorce situation here. Seven of Hearts is called the tree, and it represents a family tree. So some of you, this could be like a divorce with someone who you saw as a knight in shining armor, or it could be a separation with someone who you thought would be good for you. I feel like this person was maybe too stuck in a dream world here, and maybe that's what's caused the separation, is that this person couldn't ground this relationship in reality. So I actually feel like you are very clear about what you wanted in a relationship if you're going through a separation. I feel like this person was too stuck in fantasies, too stuck in the what ifs. Even here, you go Tower, King of Clubs, the King of Swords. It's kind of like there's a Tower moment because of this breakup. Maybe it led to confusion with this King of Clubs, which is called the Clouds in the Lenormand, but it's like now you're clear as that King of Swords. Between the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, you have the Three of Clubs here. Definitely could be someone coming back in with this for a second chance. Remember what I said earlier about the Tower? Because I was getting that kind of like intuitive feeling on the Tower that someone could be trying to rebuild. I'm not saying you're going to take someone back from the past, by the way, Aries. I'm just saying for some of you, someone could be kind of like wanting to come back here. I almost feel like it's going to lead to another Tower moment. I'm really focused on these two people on this card here, Aries. I feel like if someone's coming back from the past, there might be another Tower moment. But sometimes I think that's a good thing as well. I stopped telling people to not take people back from the past, because sometimes, like, yeah, maybe it'll lead to another Tower moment, but maybe it leads to a lot of clarity. Like, I'm sure all of you, or most of you, have maybe been in a relationship. Maybe you wanted that person back, and then you got them back, and maybe then you're like, actually, I don't want them. So it's like some of you, I'm sure you can see how sometimes it's like we create that second Tower moment because we're just like, actually, I don't want this. It's like you're choosing to jump out of the Tower this time. So I would say if you are taking someone back, feel free to make the mistake. I feel like it'll just clear things up. Between the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, you have the anchor. There is an anchor on the Five of Pentacles. This right here between the Five Pentacles is an anchor. So I feel that for some of you, you are pulling up anchor. Definitely moving vibes I'm getting from your reading here, Aries. So I feel like some of you could be moving. The anchor to me can represent putting your anchor down somewhere else. Where are you putting your anchor, Aries? Somewhere where your time is better spent, because you have this Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at those pentacles. He's like, was it worth it? Was the amount of work I put to get those pentacles, was it worth the effort, the time, the energy? So I feel like for some of you, you're just moving on to something that's more worth your time, effort, and energy. Definitely could be love, could be business, could be whatever. We'll find out in just a minute. Between the Justice card and the Seven of Cups, you have the boat. What do you know? You have the boat and the anchor right on top of each other here. The boat, it's like a ship, or it's called a ship, like a boat on the ocean. Definitely can represent moving. Like I said, I got strong moving vibes up here, so I feel like some of you could be moving somewhere. It's like you're putting your anchor somewhere else. You're just committing to something else. A very good card for business, by the way, Aries. So I do feel like for some of you, I would definitely be using my powers of manifestation, if I were you, with the Magician as well, for business, because the Ten of Spades here, it's called the boat, and again, it is a card of commerce. It's a card of like shipping things, selling things, anything having to do with business. Your top row outcome, you have the Seven of Diamonds. I definitely feel like someone's coming in to communicate from the past here. So I do feel like there is communication coming in from the past. Probably someone wanting communication. But look, it's like this knight is rushing with communication, but you're the king. You have your sword up. You are, I don't even think you're being defensive. I feel like you're just seeing things clearly for what they are. So I feel like you would be fine communicating with someone from the past, or you are fine. But, are you going to take this person back or not? I don't think so. In your middle row here, you have the Eight of Hearts. Yeah, like I said, you are moving on to something new. The Eight of Hearts is called the Moon. but it's not like the moon and the tarot. It's like a card of your romantic fantasies. It says you are manifesting your true romantic fantasies here on Earth. I feel like that's why this Tower moment had to happen. It's like maybe you're realizing that someone isn't fulfilling you romantically, or someone didn't fulfill you romantically, and it's like now you're moving on to someone who will. And again, there's no one really showing up here, I would say. There could be an air sign or someone who's more mature coming in for you, but if I'm being honest with you here, I really don't feel energetically like this is someone new coming in for you just yet. Again, there's just a weekly reading, and again, I believe we can have love whenever we want it. How crazy is this? I didn't even see this. You have the Magician twice, so you can have whatever you want. Is what I would say to you. But I didn't even realize this keeps happening. Signs keep getting the same cards twice, which is crazy to me. But yeah, I feel like you can have whatever you want. This Eight of Hearts is your dream life in the Lenormand, so love that. And your bottom row, look at King of Hearts. There it is, your true love. King of Hearts is called the house or the home, and it just represents safety, security, comfort, protection. It's like, look at how this is set up here, Aries. You go from the Tower and the King of Clubs, confusion, some sort of falling out, smoke, basically, because this card is called the Clouds. Five of Pentacles, the Anchor, feeling trapped. It's like you felt stuck to something. And then Seven of Cups to the King of Hearts. It's like you're meeting someone where you'll be spoiled for choice. I almost wonder if you're meeting someone who is just extremely abundant. I'm not going to say that this person is like rich here, Aries. I feel like it could just be an abundant personality, someone who has a very expansive worldview. And I feel like it's someone who gets you off your web, basically, with that Spider card. And the Spider card is good, but like on the negative side of things, it can represent like not putting in the work and things. So I almost feel like this is love that pulls you away from something. Really, I feel like this reading is just saying you can have whatever you want this week. So I love this. This looks good. So thank you for watching and enjoy.